So now that we know the 5 tastes and we know about the plants and that they have specific actions in the body, particularly, like I said, cannabis. Matching the taste, this is more of a traditional Chinese medicine concept. When you take something in, the molecule actually attaches to certain parts of your body. For example, ginger is something that would help with your digestion. So if you think about it, when the molecule of the plant comes in, you digest it, it disperses into the bloodstream. Then there's certain shapes of the molecule that attaches to the receptors or receiving part of that organ. So for example, salty enters into the kidney, and then it's considered like a water element. Sour, on the other hand, enters into the liver or has an affinity to liver, and so that's a wood element. Bitter enters into the heart, and if we really think about it, why is that? Well, our heart actually goes through a lot of like emotional turmoil, and a little bit of bitter helps it to become a little bit stronger. So that's the fire element. And then the sweet enters into the spleen, considered as an earth element, and pungent enters into the lungs, and that's the metal element. So again, going back to how plants evolve, so the intelligence of nature is that plants actually evolve with people. Our systems are affected by what we eat and what we drink. And so by combining all of these concepts, we can create a mocktail or a cocktail that can, well, particularly mocktail, that can affect a person, whether it's from an expansive feeling or more from a grounding feeling. So for example, a lot of like the carbohydrates, if you think about it, is more of a grounding impact to the body. So now we're getting to the meat of the class. So what are botanical cocktails or mocktails? So botanical cocktails are drinks with natural ingredients, herbs, spices, and flowers. So they offer a unique and refreshing twist on a classic cocktail. One thing that I really like about this class is that it gives you the opportunity to create something or design something specific to your need. So for example, if you want to celebrate your 25th birthday, right? And so you're born in summer. So what are the herbs that are growing during that particular season? And so by going through this class, you can create formulations that honor that event. And the other thing too is that when you're creating your own, you could design it and you could actually tailor it according to also to the person that or people that will be drinking it as well. And so there's also the cultural perspective of this. For example, sake is from Japan, so that flavor profile is attached to that culture. Tequila is from Mexico. So again, honoring where the drinks are actually made from. And so what's the benefit? So this class is really going to empower you on how can you design a specific drink according to your own desires, your own goals, your own, you could even come up with your own name. So that's the beauty of learning how to create your own botanical mocktails and cocktails. So it's a unique blend of flavors and natural health benefits. Oops. Okay. This is a concept I'm trying to educate people on. So instead of like calling it mocktail, I'd like to call it no low. No alcohol, low alcohol. So when you're making a drink, in order for it to be considered no alcohol, it should have less than, or it should have 0.05% alcohol by volume. So what does that actually mean? So it means that in an 8-ounce drink, multiplied by 0.05 comes out to 0.4 ounce, can be alcohol. And that actually translates to just 3 teaspoons of alcohol in an 8-ounce. So not much. So that's no alcohol, low alcohol. Or one thing I want to say is no low. Or you could also call it zero proof alcohol. So I'm going to stop sharing now. But before I stop, this is going to be our first exercise. Is I want you to take your piece of paper, take your pen, and plan a beverage. So consider this question: who will consume the drink? What sensation do you want to feel, or do you want the drinker to feel? Do you want it to be expansive? Do you want it to be grounding? Do you want a heart opening? Do you want your third eye, like your connection to the universe? What is it that you want your drink when people take it to feel after taking it? And how does it look like? What color? What texture? What's the mouth feel? What's the taste? So we talked about the 5 tastes. What's the taste? And consider, what is its name? So we'll take 4 minutes